What is up, everyone? Good morning. And happy MLK Day. We got a little holiday going on today. And we got some one pocket with the Ghost, Fedor Gorst, playing at the Mini Derby one pocket event. It is a race to 3. We don't have an updated scoreboard for ball count, so I'm just going to keep track of the ball count as best as I can. To the right of the scoreboard here, you can see the numbers just to the right of the scoreboard. That's the ball count. Game count's going to be in the normal spot. I want to give a big shout out to xpool.live. They're the ones that are covering the main feature table for this event and the rest of the event for, over the next day and a half, I think it is. So make sure if you want to see any of the feature table matchups, you go subscribe over there. It's like $20 for the subscription for the month. By the way, if Fedor wins this match, he's looking at playing SVB, probably, for the next match. So it looks like they're kind of discussing some things. It looks like Fedor chose this pocket on this side, and our boy Steve Dunkley is Fedor's opponent here. I haven't really had a chance to watch him play, but obviously we'll be able to see if he knows how to move. He's going to have to move if he wants to do any damage against this guy. Fedor just executes so well. And obviously we don't have a fantastic look over the table, to see if certain shots lay well. But, we can kind of parse it apart and see if there's anything that we can see. Talk about it if anything comes up. Is this live or is this a restream? We're live right now. We are live right now. The game just started. He's got probably like a 15-second delay. What's happening on screen happened about 15 seconds ago over there in Louisville, Kentucky at Rail Yard Billiards. Yo, what's up, Jason Money? Kevin Sandoval. Long live Kevin Clark in the chat. Good morning. So it looks like Fedor's going to open things up, get a ball right away. Let me make sure I get the score updated correctly. Just like that. I can't imagine he's going to go after the one ball here. He probably just shoots the bank on the 13, yeah. Tries to nudge something here, maybe. If the 10 ball passes, he might be able to run a few more balls, but I don't think the 10 passes into his corner. He's probably just going to lay this up and play safe. I don't think you want to make this ball if the 10 doesn't pass. Yeah, see how he banked it short? It's nice and covered up. It's a nice shot right there. Puts a lot of pressure on Steve Dunkley. Tough to access that ball, take it out. Tough to really do anything about it. You might have to do something with the stack here. Am I playing Ric Flair? It's Steve Dunkley. Come on. Just checking back in. We're currently snowed in North Alabama. No kidding. Ton of snow in North Alabama, huh? It's wild. Bruh. So he decides to try to use the 10 with a pretty loose cue ball here. Pretty loose cue ball. So Fedor's definitely going to get this 3 or the 13 and the 1. Imagine the 7 ball's wired anywhere near the hole, too. It's looking pretty dire. If not, you can probably open up the stack pretty effectively towards your hole. Actually, what I like doing after the 1, what's a pretty decent shot here? Oh, he's going to go after the stack right now. All right, well, I can't show you what I would have done. He went after the stack because he's like, I'm going to run balls. By the way, a little disclaimer on my one pocket knowledge. Again, I am not a commentator. I'm just a streamer. Fedor has me working with him because he likes my flexibility as far as being able to put things on screen and make changes. So whenever he wants changes done to his stream, it's very easy for me to do. He likes my chill vibe. We like a chill hangout vibe on his stream. But I do like one pocket a lot. So I play quite a bit. I'm not the best one pocket player in the world, but I know a thing or two since I've been playing so much over the last year. I'm usually a little bit overly aggressive, which might actually lend to having a better feel for what Fedor might play because he's such a good executor. So if there's an aggressive shot to go after, he might just go after it. I'm in South Alabama, and it's 60 outside right now. No kidding. And another guy's snowed in. That's crazy. It's -10, and it feels like -30 in Michigan. Yikes. Yeah, well, obviously Steve just went all out safe right there, but he's left a pretty good opportunity here with the 7 ball. I think you can kind of stick him in the stack or draw back to the short rail. And just move the 7 to your side, almost bank it past the... Yeah, see, he's jacking up. You don't really want to clip the 1. Oh, he's going after the 1 ball bank. Yikes. No fear. He's like, what? Is Steve going to cut the 8 in from here? Steve should be able to cut the 8 for free here and miss the 10 and the 3. Or is that the 12? That's the 12 ball in the middle of the table there. Free shot here. It's 9 degrees in Kentucky right now with snow-covered roads. It's warm in California. It's like 65. It's pretty nice. How we doing today? Ayo. What's up, Ayo? Kevin Sandoval, what's a good quote? What did you say was a good quote? I like the 8 ball there. The 12 is free, like, for rolling the ball up, but the 8 is free, and you get, like, position on a move, right? So, like, if he makes that ball right here, he's got position on some type of move where he can use the stack to move balls out towards his hole and probably leave Fedor safe at the same time. Where if he was shooting the 12, he'd be rolling, like, down underneath the stack. And honestly, if he missed it... Look at this bank by Fedor Gorst. If he missed the 12, a lot of the times the 12 like ends up around here or like somewhere around here, which leaves Fedor a bank. So I think the 8 was a better shot right there. So Fedor's got 4. No, he doesn't have R. He's got 4. Thank you. Ricard coming in with his... In order to be the man, you have to beat the man. Ric Flair. Woo! I probably butchered that, but $10 super chat from Ricard in San Antonio. Oh, Ricard's Ric Flair quote. Gotcha. Fedor in the chat. Fires in that bank. Woo! Snap, dude. What's our boy here doing? Just selling out the 12 ball? Selling out a bank on the 4? Steve Dunkley's having a little bit of trouble here keeping track of where all the balls that he's contacting are going to end up. D, the specialist, says, man, where is Scott Frost at? We need real commentators. This streaming stuff ain't working for me. Well, you got a mute button. You know, you can watch Fedor without... Is it 4-1? Oh, thank you. That's right. He made a ball in... That's right. Thank you, guys. I've been watching a lot of rotation this week. Watching a lot of rotation in banks. This scorekeeping thing, I'm a little rusty. I'll get on it now. I'm awake. I'm awake, guys. I'm awake. Not too bad of a result there. Takes away all the banks near the stack. You can kind of bank at this 15 for free, though. You might even be able to get shape on another bank up table. Unless you see something else in the stack we're shooting at. Same idea here. God, he banks the ball so freaking good. So freaking good. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris Hall. Don't mean to break up the workday. Scott is good, just needs to treat his sinusitis if he wants to sound good on the mic. I think Scott's a nice guy. He's a decent guy on the mic. He likes using a lot of sports cliches when he talks, which is a little bit funny, but I understand where he's coming from. Go. Shape on the 5 ball. Super high percentage bank here. Trying to get there to the 12. Is he going to get there? He's going to run out of gas. Going to run out of gas. But he's got 6. Work canceled due to an ice storm, so I get to hang out. Nice, Mr. Senior Taint. Good to see you, man. One of the post-up rigs right there in the chat. Yeah, my job, I was scheduled to work today, but the window, I was putting in a single window, and it was an arch, like a shape window on the top, and the trim didn't show up with the window from the manufacturer because you have to have custom trim to match that shape. And that didn't show up, so there was no point in going out there. Whoa, Ms. Rabbit in the chat too. We got everybody. We got everybody. This is one of those things that, like, when you're playing somebody, if you're in Steve's position in these games, I can't tell you how many times I've been playing like a great one-pocket player. We've got some pretty stellar one-pocket players out here in Northern California. And when you're playing some of these guys, even if they're not at the pro level, but they're just really solid one-pocket players, there are times when you're just like, how do I even start to manufacture a position where I'm not just selling out or outright playing safe, right? Because there's like a shot selection hierarchy, right? Like, first thing you want to do is shoot at your hole and make a ball in your hole and run balls. If you can't do that, can you move a ball near your hole? Or can you create some extra pressure so that your opponent has to deal with the pressure that you're creating near your hole? And then you go to, well, if I can't do that, then I need to make sure that my opponent doesn't have any pressure near their hole. So I need to eliminate those balls that are near their hole. And then you go down the shot selection hierarchy. But when you're playing a really good player, sometimes all you can do is just like, oh, crap, my opponent's got me in a trap. I have to get out of it. Oh, crap. By getting out of the trap, I leave them in a place where it's easy for them to put me in another trap. And it's just like, it feels so impossible sometimes. It just feels so impossible to even figure out, okay, how am I even going to get a single ball this game? Hey, good morning, GWN. What's up? Well, Rickard says the challenge isn't so much moving balls in front of your hole, but also hiding the cue ball so they can't just move it away. Well, yeah, that's kind of like a given. All of what I just said also implies that if I create pressure and put it over my hole and put pressure on my opponent, I need to protect that pressure. And I need to leave them in a safe spot as well. Like, you always have to put the cue ball in a safe spot, no matter what the shot is. You don't want to leave some type of opening for your opponent to do damage or do damage control. You know, it's like, and these really good players, they're just so good at it that they just it can feel impossible at times. So look what Fedor did right there. So he created this cluster right here. Whoops. He created this cluster right here. So now all these banking lanes this way are closed for business. So even though these balls individually, or like the 2-ball might go, Fedor knows he's never going to leave a shot on that 2-ball, right? And what he did with by tying up this area right here is now Fedor can leave Steve anywhere down here for free. And Steve can't leave Fedor where he's at right now because he's got a free bank, you know. Little nuanced shots like that. It's just it's the next level because you're just looking at, okay, what's my opponent going to do in return when I tie up these lanes for him. And now Fedor needs one, and he's banking for free on this 11 ball. And look at his cue ball going towards the 9. Even if he just lays this up anywhere near his hole, Steve's going to be having some trouble here. In one pocket, 80% of the time, a player that can move will beat a better shot maker. Yeah, the 20% that's left over is when you're a guy that just doesn't miss anything you shoot at, like Fedor Gorst. And he's learning the moving game and obviously executes it at a very, very high level. But his shot making ability and ability to run out, it's like if you leave any kind of opening, it's just night. I think you bank at this 11 ball, yeah. I think it twists on its own. You just overcut it away from the hole. It should twist back to your hole, and you can, yeah, kind of cover it up with these other balls. Cue ball kind of got away from him, so he's going to leave an opening to remove the ball, but yeah, there's not much Steve can do from right here. I need to practice that cross bank Fedor played on the 2. I always get a second contact. It's more about like reading where the kiss is going to come from and understanding if there's anything that you can do to beat the kiss. Collins, do you know when they are doing the ring game? Think that's going to be much fun or a fun match? I think they did it last night, AO. I think it might be on the replay from last night. Can you move the chat under the score? Can't see. Fedora Pocket on YouTube. I don't know what that question means. Tim Cutting. Stephen Taylor, rules of the game. Can you explain the game? Yeah, so this is one pocket. This is quickly becoming one of the most popular games in the States. Ooh, really nice try on the bank there. The ball's going to clear out, but he's going to leave a free bank here for Fedor. So the way the game works, there's 15 balls on the table, right? 15 balls in a rack. When you break the balls, you break them towards one of these 2 corner pockets, right? So either that corner or this corner, right? And the breaker, whichever pocket that you break towards, you're basically selecting as your own pocket. By the way, Fedor Gorst gets to 8 there and wins the game. So let me update the scores real quick. Okay, so where was I? So you break towards the pocket that you want to claim as your own. Once you've broken the balls, like for instance in that last game, Fedor broke towards this pocket, so that was his pocket. After that point, any balls that go in this pocket are counted towards Fedor's score. 1 point per ball. And the same goes for the opposite pocket for his opponent, Steve Dunkley. Now, if Steve breaks towards this hole, this game, then that will be Steve's hole. It's a new hole for each game. The pockets are redeclared for each new game. But the object of the game is to get to a score of 8 balls in your hole before your opponent, because once you've made 8 balls, it's impossible for your opponent to make 8 balls since there's only 15 balls on the table. Any balls pocketed in your pocket no matter how they go there, if it's during a legal shot, it counts as a point. So it doesn't matter if your opponent hits a ball into your hole, you still get the point as long as it was a legal, non-foul shot. On fouls, any balls pocketed in the pocket during the foul, in either player's pocket, get spotted back up, plus the ball that's owed for a foul. So if you foul, you owe a ball. But then also cancels out any balls that are pocketed during the same shot. And then also any balls that are pocketed in any of these 4 holes over here do not count whatsoever, and they get spotted as well. And when you spot balls, you spot them as far forward on this line to the foot spot as possible. So it's a very strategic game because you're always trying to create offensive opportunities for yourself while also limiting offensive opportunities for your opponent. I kind of look at it like guerrilla warfare. A lot of people think that the game is really boring because there's not much action happening at any given time, but I actually think now, like, the more that you play the game, you see that there's a lot more action happening than it appears. Because in guerrilla warfare, everybody's like sneaking around, like trying to position their troops in a way where they can attack and just end things overnight, right? And so that's the same idea in one pocket. The ultimate goal is to place the balls in a way and create so much pressure for your opponent that eventually they crack, and then you can just run, 6, 7, 8 balls and win the game. Fedor, you're killing us, dude. Beat the man. Ricard Flair. So anyway, hope that explains enough for you to at least get your beak wet there. Who was the question from originally? Stephen Taylor. Are you Aaron Taylor's son, Stephen Taylor? Are you the Stephen Taylor that I know? Really nice bank, even if it doesn't go in, the amount. I mean, it's impossible to get to that ball. I think Steve's got a kick here. I think Steve has to kick to make the ball, or swerve underneath, right? So there's the swerve shot this way. There's a few options here. You swerve underneath, catch the rail, cue ball goes way up table here, right? That's one shot. You kick this way, make the ball, and leave the cue ball right there. I don't like that as much. And then there's another option where you can use stun. This is the most difficult option. Use the 2-ball off of the rail to make this ball. 2-ball clears out, and you stun run through down to the short rail. Stun run through down to the short rail right here. But that's the most difficult shot, and it doesn't really give enough reward for shooting at the difficult version. So I think you have to kick here. And it's you're selling out a move, and what I mean by that is when I say you're selling a move, it means you're making it easy for your opponent to create more pressure on you. He might not make this ball, so that's a foul. So Steve Dunkley doesn't have a ball yet. You can owe negative balls here. So, actually, he just moved his coin to the other side of the table. He might owe 2 here. Usually, when you owe balls, I'll show you when Fedor moves here. And I'll update the score shortly. But usually when you owe a ball, you'll place a coin right here on the table. And then once you owe 2, you'll move it to this side of the pocket. When you owe 3, you'll move it to this diamond, 4, so on and so forth, right? It's typically what you'll do when you owe balls, just so that each player knows how many balls are owed by who when the score goes negative. And what I mean by owe balls is when you pocket a ball later, you spot a ball for every ball that you owe. So you don't get to keep that ball for a score. I think he has 2 here. Our boy has 2 already, so this is going to be the 3rd ball. Really nice on the 13 ball here for the 4th ball. I don't think he can draw back to shoot the 10. Wonder if he'll plow through the stack here. Oh, withdraw. Holy shot. Did he not get anything out of that? He just got a really tough cut on the 10 ball here. Wow. He put draw on that ball so he could make sure the cue ball clears out of all the traffic, right? If you just stun the ball, the cue ball's not going to have any reason to go anywhere once it goes into those balls, so it might get caught in the catcher's mitt, so to speak. That's what they say in one pocket. This becomes almost like a catcher's mitt, and it holds the cue ball there. So he put draw so that once he smashed into the balls, he could clear out. Jason Foster coming in with a $4.99 super chat. The styling, profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing son of a gun. Woo! The two-time 1993, back-to-back 1993-1994 blockbuster video game champion. Gets his cue ball clear of the 10. If this ball goes in, the game's over. Yes, you can jump in one pocket, but you can't use a jump cue. No jump cues in one pocket. You have to use your playing cue. So people generally don't do it. The only times you'll see people jump is if they're like elevating and then contacting a ball and then like jumping off of the object ball. That's the most common jump that you'll see in one pocket. You almost never see a traditional jump because there's always a better shot. Nice little bank there by Steve Dunkley getting one of his balls back here. I just woke up your mom. Good. It's time to go. Have some coffee. We're all the way up at the tippity top, and we're really only halfway up. I can't believe he's banking at this ball and not rolling in the 14. This is crazy. This is jump out the window kind of stuff. Yeah. So he'll spot one of the balls that he owes. He'll move the coin here. You'll see him move the coin. Oh, okay, so he only owed one. He just moved it to the other side of the pocket. Traditionally, at least here in California, when you place a coin on this side of the pocket, it typically means 2 owed. And then this side of the pocket means 1. And a lot of times, guys, especially in gambling matches, instead of moving the coin a lot, really nice shot there by Fedor Gorst. Instead of moving the coin a lot, they'll just pepper coins out right here for every ball that they owe, so that there's no confusion over, balls owed versus coin placement. Oh, he overcut the ball. Overcut the ball, but didn't really sell anything. He left Steve a way to get the 10 ball out of there, though. Got to be moving the 10 out. Cannot afford to leave that ball sitting there. Neil Soloway, yeah. Right on. I'm happy and feel lucky that I was able to make it here in time. This ball's going to come back around to Fedor's side, I think. Probably near the 1 ball. Yeah. Now this is where usually you just protect your lead. You don't need to move balls a lot. There's no reason to move a ton of balls. You just wait for your opponent. So you usually here just kind of thin off this ball and lay up on the rail. Or if you can, go back into the stack. He decided to lay up on the short rail. Crushard says, I think if you allow jumps but no jump cues, people will cheat the system with jump tips on their break cues and having a modular break cue that basically transforms into a jump cue. No, because in one pocket, you're only allowed to use one cue, your playing cue. Nobody uses a break cue in one pocket. That's how they get around that. You're only allowed to use your playing cue. You get one cue. Of course, Limestone Legends Billiards says some gambling matches players have agreed to allow jumps. Yeah, I mean, that's when you're playing a heads-up gambling match, anything goes as long as the players agree on it. That's how you get gaffy weight. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you get the gaffy spots. Like, oh, this guy, when I'm playing him, I give him 9-7 and he can use a jump cue, but I can't. You know, that's like a gaffy spot that you can use. Is that ball wired into Fedor's hole now? I think it's wired above the hole. I think it's wired here, and I don't think it's throwable. I mean, even though a lot of throw will happen, you see how close together these balls are? A lot of throw will take place throwing the 5 ball this way, but I don't think it goes. He's just going to move the 10 to untie things up. Notice that he keeps the 10 ball covered with this cluster of balls, so he placed it there purposefully with anticipation of being able to bank it at some point, or just basically tells Steve, you're no longer allowed to leave me up table. This is a dangerous shot. This is a very dangerous shot, especially if he's winding up. If a ball clips off another ball, you can lose a lot here. Yeah, even if he doesn't leave a cut shot there, the bank goes, obviously. But the thing I was going to say is the way he was hitting that ball, especially winding up to get the cue ball over here, a lot of things can happen there. If a ball thinly hits this 15, all of a sudden it starts going down this way. It's just really dangerous. You have to make sure that you're not gambling on extra contact. Did Bananas have a one-pocket tournament? I have no idea. Bill A. No idea. Table's banking really short, it looks like. Draft King, I don't believe so. Well, that's probably going to spell the end of this game. I mean, the 10 ball goes. It depends on how thin this ball really is, but if he can draw to the 10 ball here, it's probably over. He could not draw to the 10 ball. He's hoping it slows down. Does not. So it was super thin. S-L-O-K-S. The shot I really like here, if you've practiced it quite a bit, I like the rail first dig shot to get a big piece of the 8 and maybe even get lucky and move some balls out your way. He's going with the high ball kick and stick and moving the 8 up here. Oh, he had a shot. And he took the 8 out. What a shot by Steve Dunkley. Let's go. Yo, what's up, Silver? Welcome to stream, dude. Where's Dunkley from? He's a local. Good info. Thanks, guys. How do I think Fedor and Alex match up? Here's the thing. I think Fedor's gonna want a ball, and I don't think Alex is gonna want to give him a ball, so I don't think they match up. Unless they did like a moving spot, like 9-8-8-7, or like 9-8 even. Alex just knows the game too well. Didn't Fedor beat Alex last year's Derby City 1 point? Yeah, I mean, a race to 3, a race to 5, a race to 4, or whatever, it's a different story. But if you're talking about a gambling match where, you know, they're going to play until one guy says no more, then I think Alex is a little stronger. That's the thing, is his mind. Like, Alex has all of the things. I don't think he can win with 9-8 either, Jason. That's why I was saying, like, maybe 9-8, 8-7 would probably be the right game, or close to it. But yeah, Alex is just he has all the tools that Tony has, and he's got the mind of Fedor, and he's conservative when he needs to be. What do you think, Jason? What do you think the right game is? There's a couple nice shots here by Steve. I got to make sure I get the score updated. I've been so enamored with our conversation. I think he has 2 here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's got 2 here. And he's shooting. Jason Money, thanks for the shout out, buddy. He says, why is it 500 people watching and less than 70 likes? Come on, people, hit that like button. Yeah, Jason, exactly. Okay, we're on the same page. I'm starting to learn this a little bit, Jason. A little bit. Starting to get a feel for it. 10-8's too big of a spot. Isn't it? Isn't 10-8 more of a spot than 8-7? Or is it just slightly less? What's the consensus on that one? I'm a little bit fuzzy on that one. I think I remember hearing the roofer say that 10-8 is slightly less of a spot than 8-7. I can't remember, though. Or maybe he's saying that that's... I can't remember what he said. I don't know if I agree either way. I think 10-8's... personally, I think 10-8's a bigger spot than 8-7, especially in a game against a game with 2 guys with great cue balls like Fedor and Alex, right? Running two extra balls is like, it's a big spot. I think in that specific matchup, I think 10-8's a bigger spot than 8-7 in a specific matchup between Fedor and Alex. That's the other thing that's amazing about one pocket is there's so much nuance like that, where depending on who's playing, a different spot means a different thing. Like, based on their play styles, you know what I mean? Where, like, if you're playing two movers, or if two movers are playing, the spot is usually a lot smaller. It's more about, like, one guy going to less balls, right? But if you've got a shooter and a mover, it usually means that the shooter is going to go to more balls, right? He laid down a pretty decent break. Cue ball's a little low and away from the rail, though. But the ball movement on that break was fantastic. The ball spread.
I love you.
Ooh, look at this shot by Mr. Dunkley. Oh, sorry, game count update. My apologies. 2-0. What cue is Fedor shooting with? He's playing with a Viking cue with a white carbon shaft on it and a Kamui clear black soft tip. Look at this cue ball. Just devastating, dude. Just devastating. Just an absolutely devastating shot right here. And it's like the difference between this and then leaving the cue ball... Oops, sorry, guys. And then leaving the cue ball like here instead is so massively different. Right? Because if the cue ball's out here, all of a sudden he can just roll off the side of this ball and put him behind the 15 or something like that. But because he's covered up from that, all these balls are protected, and the only way that he can look is in a direction that sells them out. It's like... It's brutal, dude. This is a real tough spot to be in. You got to take a foul, I think. I think you have to take a foul here and kick. Just down here and just take a foul. There's no future going this way because it's like you got to get past the Great Wall of China to get back down here, and then you got to clip a ball too. Is he just going to bank the two and go after it? Try to leave distance. He tried to put him behind the 13. I mean, it's like, can you blame him? That's not going to be good enough because now Fedor's got a free shot on the 15. That gets you to this side of the table. So our boy Steve Dunkley's going to 0-1 here. Yeah, thanks, chat. Appreciate it. Letting Jacob know. I just put on a non-copyright music that we pay a subscription fee for, so that we don't have to deal with copyright issues from the venue playing music. And I change it up every now and again. That just happened to be, and it's a playlist. I just open up a playlist based on genre, and I don't really pick the specific songs, and I just let it play. So we get a few different vibes. Looks like Fedor's got 2 so far here. Make that 3. Wonder if he'll choose to shoot the 8 and try to draw off the stack to open more things up. He probably doesn't need to, though. I think the 14 goes. 5 might even go as well. Unless there's a ball in between the 5 and the 3. would be fine / better with no music at all, though. Then you couldn't hear any of the room noise. I'd have to turn the room down. You wouldn't be able to hear the balls moving on the table. All you'd have is my voice and dead air. Boring. Nice shot. Get in position on the bank. If he makes this bank, the game is over. He needs 2 here, I believe. If my count is correct, there should be 9 on the table. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the table, yeah. Needs the 8 ball. And maybe the 2, I guess. Checking to see if the 5 goes. Talk about the 13 ball. Why not? Why not? This for the match. If he makes the ball, we got to assume he's going to have a Skype call coming in pretty quick here. And he does make the ball. There you go, guys. Fedor Gorst, round 1. Ya boy. Little handshake going out to Steve, going out to Ric Flair. Here he comes. Yo.
What up? Good morning.
Good freaking morning. Dude, the chat was dying over you and your you're in the chat with the Ric Flair comments. Woo! Woo! Yeah, great. So, ready to go? Feeling good for one pocket?
Yeah, I haven't played one pocket in a while. I don't know if I appreciate the game yet or not, but I just was playing a lot of 9-ball and didn't feel like it was necessary for me to play one pocket for a while. But now the Derby is back, and we have that warm-up tournament here, mini Derby, so it's good to be playing some before one pocket and Derby start.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure that will. How long has it been since you played? You were playing a ton of one pocket a year ago, right?
Well, yeah, when I was banned from all the official tournaments and didn't play all of the Matchroom and WPA tournaments, I was playing, mostly was all bar table and one pocket.
Right.
So, I don't remember last time I played the one pocket tournament.
Right.
Probably, my guess, I played Big Dogs in July, and then, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's pretty much the only game I play these days. It makes all the other games boring, but I guess if I could run balls like you could, the other games would be fun.
Well, I couldn't run balls the other day, so probably I should stick with one pocket for now.
Hey, I got a question in the chat. I think I can answer this question. It's from Rickard in San Antonio, the Mr. Super Chat Extraordinaire. Asks, any chance to get the camera at the end of the table with the player pockets? Probably not, because there's other tables there with players playing, right?
Yeah, well, you can see. I'll show you. So I was playing on this table right here, and if I put the camera there, I'm blocking this table, and Shane was playing there, and all the other tables, there's just not a lot of space here to
right.
do that. So,
right. So
the TV table setup is perfect. So if I play on the TV table, then you can have the perfect view.
Right. So the next match, then, I'm assuming Shane won his match. Does that mean you're playing SVB on the xpool.live?
Yes, sir.
All right. So don't want to miss that one if you like one pocket. That's going to be a good match.
Yeah, that'd be a good match for sure.
Who else is playing in this tournament that came out for the other events? Is Skylar playing?
Skylar is playing. Billy's playing. Tony John is playing with John Moore right now on the future table.
Oh, wow.
Louis DeMarco is playing Skylar. That's a good match, too. Who else? Ken Salami is playing. Bunch of locals.
Yeah. Okay.
I know Filler is coming in the morning, but I heard Vitaly is going to play. Actually, well, last night we had a big action match here for 20,000, and the action is starting to breathe here, and everybody wants to get in the box. And I think Vitaly is going to play with Ken Salim.
Okay.
So
Who ended up winning the 9-ball?
the Nine-ball tournament or match?
Yeah, the tournament.
Vitaly won.
Oh,
Over Moore.
okay. Cool. Yeah. Hitting the ball good. Okay, so then that match will probably happen on the stream table pretty soon then?
Well, I mean, they're still playing the first game, Moore and Trohan. So I'm
right.
pretty sure we'll be playing right after they finish. But they may put the loser side match first. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'll have to double check with tournament director here.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm off all day, so if anything else comes up, let me know, and we can get things cranking for these guys in the chat. And thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yes, thank you guys.
And shout out to Ric Flair.
Yes, actually I know him for a long time. We played in the club here, and he's a very, very good guy.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice to hear. So then he won't mind you making the little jokes then. Okay.
No, everybody call him Ric Flair.
Okay, cool. All right. Right on. Cool. Well, we'll see you guys, in the next